Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Video 2 of the day. For those who didn't ask for it, you're welcome. Oh, and hi to all my liberal haters in my comment section. You're still here. You're always still watching because you're fans. Just admit it. Anyway, let's get into this one. I just saw a really good video of a man who basically made a TikTok video explaining that for years he has always voted Democrat. His father had voted Democrat, and he actually admitted on camera that for years he had his mind influenced very heavily by Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, all of that. And he continued to vote that way because of the propaganda that he saw on these social media companies. And once Elon bought Twitter and all of that went away and people were able to actually voice the real truth, and then because of TikTok, he has now seen what exactly propaganda will do to the human mind when we consume it, right? And now he had made this video explaining that why he will not be voting the same way, Democrat, that he has always voted, because he was ashamed to say, but proud to say in the same sentence, that he was very influenced by this, social media propaganda that the government was putting out during the last election with Trump and Biden, demonizing Trump, lying about Trump, making up all these false allegations about Trump. And when you see this, and it's over and over and over again, it's very easy to influence the human minds. Like I always say, weak minds are very easily led, right? And how when he got on TikTok, he started seeing the truth. And he started seeing people like us go out there and spit the truth, and then show when people were lying and politicians were lying. Because I think the politicians seem to forget, and this is why they hate TikTok so much, is because all of their stuff and their speeches and their statements are all available online. And they hate this app because it's much easier for us to spread the truth quicker than it is for them to get behind the podium and lie to your face, which is what they are so good at doing. These politicians will say anything that they can to get your vote. And when they get into office, they're not going to do anything that they said that they were going to do, but this is what it's all about. It's about power. It's about money. And the elite that run this country have gotten rich off of our backs while promising you change, right? And the last 3.5 years, if that hasn't shown you guys what Democrat leadership looks like in this country, I don't know what will. Because I don't know for you, but for me, I don't want to have another 3.5 years of what we've just endured. Yesterday, you had the two political candidates. And if this doesn't show you something, I don't know what will. Joe Biden and Trump, both in New York. Biden, with Obama and Clinton, selling $100,000 chances of pictures if you want to take a picture with them at this big Democrat gala where they were met with a bunch of protesters outside over the Palestine conflict, okay? And the other guy, who they want to tell you is horrible, evil, dictator, you can't vote for him, he's terrible, was standing next in line giving his respects per the request of the family at another fallen officer murdered by a career criminal that Democrat policy let out of jail. Okay, so this is what you see. You see one pandering for money by all the big rich elite fundraisers, and you see the other standing with our men and women in blue over there burying the loss of their fallen brother, okay? He then also met with the family, and from what I'm understanding, and I don't know if this is 100% true, I haven't fact-checked this yet, but from what I'm hearing from a lot of people is that he actually paid off the mortgage of this fallen officer's wife and her small 1-year-old son. So I don't know what to tell you. You're going to see a lot of propaganda, especially coming up in the next couple of months. They are going to demonize Trump like you have never seen before. But what I'm going to tell you is this. Look at the actions and listen to what they're saying. One is talking about bringing the economy back, bringing our jobs back, bringing our own oil and industry, drilling on our own land, which all of a sudden Joe Biden is now doing Trump's policies. If you notice that, pay attention. It's very quiet. And you're going to see all the left-wing creators on here going, he's doing good oil production. We have it the most ever. But this is what Donald Trump was doing, and that's why he's doing it now, okay? Because if he wanted to do it, he would have done it from the very beginning. But he knows his numbers are failing, so they are doing everything in their power to reinstate Trump policies that were working and then take a victory lap going, look at me, look what I did. I'm doing all this for you. Meanwhile, turning a turn blind eye to the last 3.5 years of absolute destruction of this country, flooding our country with over 10 million people that are now committing crimes against American citizens. They're squatting in our homes, and you don't have rights. They're bragging on social media on cell phones that we are paying for on how to commandeer people's property, okay? So look at the track record of these two men, because one was America First policies, and the other is about his corporate donors, his Hollywood people, and those people are going to tell you how wonderful Joseph Biden is. But look at your life the last 3.5 years. Look at the crazy this country has endured. Men in our locker rooms, our sports teams, our bathing rooms, while they tell you they care so much about women's rights, right? Yeah, but they don't care. Because if they did care about women's rights, they would be standing to protect our women in our sports teams, our bathrooms, and our safe spaces. But time and time again, you're seeing these people tell you they care about women's rights, but then completely do the opposite of doing that. It is about money. It is about their corporate donors. It is about their PAC money, and it is about their lobbyists. It's all about them making trillions and trillions of dollars. One candidate has been a self-made businessman for many, many years, and the other side is trying to take him down financially. And like he says, if they can do it to me, they damn sure can do it to you. So, and the other people, well, they care about just telling you what you want to hear to get your vote so they can stay into power. These politicians don't care about you, and that is why the Republicans are sticking with Donald Trump, because we are done with the corporate establishment politicians, and that's what we've been dealt, America, the last several years. Donald Trump came in, and he put this country first, and they hate him for it because they can't continue to get rich when he is in that White House. And this is what I'm going to tell you for the last thing. We, the people, elect the leadership in this country, and they are going to do everything in their power to try to stop him. But what they don't understand is the power of we, the people. This election is very, very important. You have good and you have evil on the ballot. You have old career establishment politicians that get rich off of your and I's back while simultaneously destroying this country and making it unaffordable for Americans to live. Okay? And you have the other guy who could have retired rich years ago with his beautiful wife and beautiful family, but he is still here. He is still fighting for the American people. And if yesterday didn't tell you something, I don't know what will. Because one side cares about that Hollywood corporate PAC money. The other one, well, he was in New York meeting with the widow of a slain officer from a career criminal that was let right back out after doing his crimes to murder an officer. That should tell you everything that you need to know. One stood over here, one's over here in the glitz and the glamour and the Hollywood and the money, because that's what it's all about. Meanwhile, slowly doing Trump's policies back into play to take a victory lap to make it look like I'm doing such a great job, because they know they're losing this election. Look at the rallies. Donald Trump's rallies, the streets are lined by good, hardworking, honest American people like you and like me. And Joe Biden, well, he can't get 100 people paid in a room to even support him. That should tell you everything. They're going to make it look like he's so popular, Joe Biden. But yet even on Twitter, once Elon took over Twitter, we did find out that more than half of Joe Biden's followers were fake accounts. And if that doesn't tell you something, if over half of his followers on Twitter were actually fake generated bot accounts, what do you think those 81 million votes looked like? You got to wake up. And this election is going to be super important. This is good and evil on the ballot, and they are going to make it out like he is the most evil person in the world. But you want to know who he's standing for? He's standing for you, and he's standing for me, and he's taken an incredible amount of hate to do it. This election is super important. You have to get out and vote. You got to get your friends, your family, and you got to get out and vote, and you got to make it too big to rig and not let this happen again. It is time to put America First back into play and stop the national embarrassment that the Democrat Party has done with ideology and activism, because that's all they care about at the end of the day. My vote is going to be with President Donald J. Trump, because President Donald J. Trump understands what it takes for American people to survive in this economy. And this economy, 50-year high inflation, 23-year high interest rates, our country being flooded by millions of people that do not belong here. And they're going to tell you everything that you want to hear to try to get your vote while they stay up in their 10 mansions on the Hill, staying rich and powerful, all while you struggle in the inflation that their spending has cost. So this is it. Good and evil people, and Donald J. Trump will be getting my vote. Because this is what it's about. It's America first, or we will be sliding into a third world country. And we are already on our way. Trump 2024, and good talk.